What's happening, team? Okay, we are in for our workout today. Let's have a look at what we've got in store. Our warm-up to begin with, we've got an AMRAP, so as many rounds as possible, just moving at your own pace for 7 minutes. We're kicking off with 10 walking lunges. So you've got the whole gym to do this in. We're just looking for those right angles in the legs. And we're gonna go for a little bit of a walk, keeping that torso upright. So 10 of those. We've then got 10 jump squats. So if you can, your knees allow, we're gonna look to squat below parallel and then jump at the top. So 10 of those, nice and explosive in those guys. We've then got some shoulder taps from the plank position. So setting up in a nice plank. Notice my hips are, we're in a nice straight line, we call that a hollow as opposed to sagging. So from here, tap those alternating shoulders for 20 reps. And then final one is a bar hang with overhand grip. So this is overhand versus underhand. So just literally jumping up and hanging there, getting that grip warm. So we're going to go round and round that for 7 minutes. We've then got our strength for today. If there's a lot of you, we can do what we did last week, which was have some of you start on conditioning, some of you start on strength. That is fine. But if we're looking at strength, we've then got 2 sections. One is our kind of lower body leg day, and then the second part is the upper body. So let's check out the lower body first. We've got 3 to 4 sets of some goblet or double kettlebell or dumbbell front rack split squats. Bit of a mouthful. So, split squat. We're setting up in this split stance like you would in a lunge, but instead of lunging forward and then stepping back or back and then forward, we're actually just going to stay here and move up and down. So I'm just coming down and up. And that is the split squat. So if I go this way, you can see those nice right angles at the bottom. We're going to go goblet, so we can hold weight here. Or if you want to make that harder, get a little bit more shoulders involved, we can go double kettlebell or dumbbell, so holding 2 here, and go for that split squat there. So it's going to get pretty spicy, just making sure that torso is upright. And yeah, we can increase the load as we go if you want to. So we're going to do 8 of them on each leg. We've then got 8 Nordic curls, so a bit of a hamstring thing here. You are going to probably need a partner for this. So we're going to have a few of these mats lying around. You can put your knees on those, just to give them a bit of cushioning. And then if you imagine my imaginary friend, I'm here on my own today, but if my imaginary friend can hold my ankles or hold my feet, what I'm going to do is try and have a straight line from my shoulder down to my knee. I'm going to slowly lower in a controlled way, getting those hamstrings waking up. So if I slowly lower, and then when I can no longer hold, that's when I kind of fall forward, put your hands out to catch yourself. Obviously when those feet are anchored, I'm going to go a lot further than just that centimetre or 2 to see if you can hold on, squeeze the bar, and make sure you're not hinging at the hip, but you're moving like one straight line from that knee to the shoulder. So we're going to bounce between those 3 to 4 sets. You can use the time where you're helping your partner and your partner's helping you to rest. So that's part 1 of the strength. Part 2, we're looking at some upper body stuff. We've got chin-ups. I know some of you are going to be quite excited about this, maybe some not so much, but there's an option for all of us. So if you've got your chin-ups, we can go for a set of 4 to 8. But I'm going to be super strict here and say we have to go from full extension of the arms. So no jumping on halfway and just pulling that top bit, being like, yeah, I've got a rep. Let's be really strict and go for that full range of motion. So if you've got one, we're looking at jumping up, starting with that straight arm, and then doing our chin-up from there. So if we can do that, awesome. We can go from 4 to 8. If you'd want a partner to help you, you can, so they can stand behind you, just give you a little bit of a lift up, maybe hold around the waist or the legs, somewhere like that. Or if you want to work on your own and we're still working on building that strength, then we can just do the negative portion. So this is the lowering phase. So set yourself up a peg in the rig like this. Start at the top of the bar, and then slowly lower. Right to full extension of those arms. So we're loading up that eccentric phase. That's going to help us build the strength to then be able to do that chin up. Notice this is underhand grip as well, not the overhand that we did in the warm-up. Next up, we've got some plyo press-ups. This is just an explosive press-up. If you find that your hips are sagging in these, then we can lower, you can increase the height. So I've chosen a box today so that I can have really good form for this. So I'm going for my press-up and exploding away. So choose a height that means that's doable. So if you're going on the floor and you're not getting any lift at all, move up onto a box or something like that. And then final one, we're going to go for some controlled bent over flies. So I've got myself some nice light weights. These are going to feel heavy as I go, so there's no need to go heavy on this, guys. You'll feel it. Soften the knee, hinging over, and then we're just going to pull out. Be nice and controlled on this, guys. If you just throw our arms up, you're not going to get as much out of it. Just be nice and controlled, coming down. So that is our upper body strength piece. On to our conditioning. We've got an EMOM, so every minute on the minute for 20 minutes. The good news is, in each round, there's a whole minute of rest. So you've got 4 working stations and then 1 rest station. Doesn't really matter what station you start on. So we've got assault bikes in there, and as you probably know, we haven't got hundreds of them. So if some of you start on the assault bike, some of you start on something else, that is absolutely fine. We're looking to work for about 50 seconds, which gives you a 10-second transition to move on to the next station. So yeah, just make sure you've got that transition time so that as soon as the next minute hits, you are ready to go on that next station. So let's check out what they are. First one, we've got a devil's press. So if you've got a single dumbbell or a kettlebell, what we're going to do is pop that on the floor, do a burpee, and then bring that object overhead. So it's a little bit easier with a dumbbell than a kettlebell. Because I've got the kettlebell here today, I'll demo that. So I'm coming down to a burpee, and then going straight overhead in one. Next time I go, I'm going to go overhead with the other arm. So actually devil's press, probably choose a dumbbell, say rather than a kettlebell. We're going to do as many as we can of them in 50 seconds. Next one, we've got lunges. So we could go forward lunges, reverse lunges, whatever takes your fancy, option to weight it. If you can move consistently without weighting it, and that's challenging enough, fine, let's stick to that. Third station is a sandbag bear hug. Haven't got the sandbag out today, but I'm sure you can imagine. So we're just looking at holding that sandbag, standing tall. Just breathe through that one, guys. It's really tougher than it sounds. So just try and hold a nice position and try not to let that back curve at all. And then final one is the lovely assault bike. So we're looking to push the pace a little bit on that for about that 50 seconds, and then you are rewarded with your minute rest. So we'll go through that whole thing 4 times, and that is it for today, guys. So I'll see you in the gym.